Okay, for you newcomers, once again, turn off your phones, identify yourselves, and direct your questions specifically. Tracy, give us an overview. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I mean, it's new territory for us, so we're excited to certainly get that first College World Series win out of the way, albeit not the prettiest game. There were plenty of mental mistakes, plenty of base running mistakes, but plenty of excitement, some nice plays out there. We still feel like we have better baseball, but I think probably the most interesting thing as far as that game is all I've heard all week is about Indiana's offense, our offense. And so I was very proud of and pleased with what Joey was able to do and go out there and set the tone on the mound, because we've said, even the group, when we talk privately, as much as our offense has been our something very key for us this year, at the end of the day, if you're going to win a national championship, you're still going to do it with your pitching and your defense. So good to get off and stay in the winner's bracket. You know, that's a good Louisville team. Our guy was on tonight. Their guys were on tonight. We were just fortunate early in the game to get that lead, but we're happy with the win.
Okay, let's start here in the back.
Dan Hoppin, Rivals.com. Joey, what'd you have working for you tonight, and where does that rank among your career performances?
Definitely one of the top performances I've ever had. But I think getting ahead in the count and throwing my curveball over first strike, first pitch, that was mostly what I was doing all night, and it was working for me.
Okay, right here.
Dustin DePirak, Bloomington Herald-Times. Joe, I guess how just tired were you at the end, and how did you just manage to push through that? Basically, did you think you were ready to come out in the ninth? Just, you know, what else just sort of went into that?
I mean, in the midst of a game like that, you never really think about pitch count or, you know, if your arm's getting tired or not. I mean, my arm felt just as good in the ninth inning as it did in the first.
Okay, I think here in the middle.
Joey, just to elaborate on that a little bit. You in
Identify
some way,
yourself, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. Michael Pointer from the Indianapolis Star. Joey, you looked like you, just elaborating on that, you looked like you were almost in some ways getting sharper as the game went on and stuff. Did you feel like you were throwing the ball better in the late going?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, I think I had a little bit of butterflies, a little bit of nervousness, but as the game went on, I think my pitches did get a little sharper, and I was getting ahead in the count more often.
Okay, we have one right up here first.
Joe Popley, Indiana Daily Student. Joey, were there any conversations between you and Coach, how you're feeling in between innings? And Coach, you can comment on this as well. Just trying to gauge like how far you could go. It looked like, you know, you did a little bit of normal stretching, but that, you know, you never really thought you wanted to have the ball taken away.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were on the same page. He knew I wanted to go out, and I knew I wanted to go out. So yeah.
We didn't say one word to each other the entire ball game. Truth?
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Okay, right back here. I see you.
Matthew Leach, MLB.com. Joey, you know, Coach specifically mentioned the talk that was given about your offense. A lot of attention to their starters, to the Louisville pitchers. Do you feel like this is kind of an opportunity to show maybe what people around the program have known? And also for Will and Michael, do you guys think maybe this is a chance for people to see what you guys have here?
I mean, our pitching's been solid all year, and same with our bats. But, I mean, our offense is unbelievable this year, and, I mean, they deserve the credit that they've gotten.
There was a span of time in the year where the pitchers were really picking up the hitters for the majority of a big part of the season, and we'd only be putting up 3-4 runs a game, but that was no problem because our pitchers were holding the other team down. And we have all the confidence in the world that they can do that every single day.
Okay, hold on. Eric back here.
Coach Smith, Eric Sorensen, College Baseball Today. How big was it to get a complete game tonight, and how does that set up your pitching going for the next game? I guess next 2 games at least.
Well, that was huge. I mean, our mindset coming into the game was, you know, stay in the winner's bracket. If we had to use tomorrow's starter, we were going to do it. So I think anytime, and we just talked about that, when you have a tournament format such as this and it's such a grind, it was huge for us, for him to come out. We could save our bullpen and save the guys and be fresh. And I realize we ask a lot of him tonight. His pitch count being 136, but this is the time of the year I think everybody would agree. You ask a little bit more of your guys, and you know, and we had factored into Joey didn't go an extended outing his last outing, so we felt, and he's not a max effort type guy anyway, but I thought it was outstanding, and I would agree with the gentleman who asked the question earlier, made the observation. I thought he actually got sharper as the game went on and settled in with all of his stuff. So, I would say that he's set us up pretty well with our bullpen coming next few days.
Okay.
Aaron Fitt, Baseball America. Coach, how much of a momentum saver, I guess, was it, do you think, that play that Will made to throw the guy out of the plate in the third inning? And Will, did your eyes kind of light up a little bit when you saw him go around third base and you pick it up where you did on the field?
Will.
Yeah, definitely. Off the bat, I knew there was a chance and kind of put everything I could behind it and just, let Kyle do his job from there.
Tracy.
Yeah, and I think that was a key play because if memory serves me correctly, they'd thrown us out prior to that, right? Yeah, so a couple bangers at the plate. I think everybody in the dugout, we're kind of used to that with him. We love it with the 2-out base hit to Nolden because we know there's going to be a play at the plate. And he threw it was funny when I watched the replay. It was like Schwarber was still down in the catching position. He threw a perfect strike to the plate. So the guys were excited in the dugout, and I think they fed off of that. That was a huge play, huge play.
Okay, get back over here. Rick or Joe.
Will, big game for you offensively. You got on base 4 times, 3 walks, a double, but also had the base running plays. Can you just kind of talk about the good and the bad tonight for you?
Yeah, as the leadoff in front of Schwarber and guys like Travis and Donnelly, I know I've got one job to do, and that's to get on base. So obviously, I was happy getting on base 4 times tonight. But yeah, the mistakes, little mental slip ups there, so won't happen again though.
Okay, Justin.
Joe, you talked a lot throughout the year about everything you did to sort of strengthen your arm and not sort of tire out like you did last year. How much does a night like this come from that, I guess, from all that work that you did to keep your arm in shape?
Yeah, last year at this point during the season, I know my arm definitely wasn't 100%, and this year I really focused on taking care of my arm and doing rehab and all that stuff every single week, and now my arm feels just as strong as it did day one.
Okay, someplace, Michael in the back here.
Yeah, for Tracy and Joey both. You hear a great pitcher sometimes talk about pitching to the ballpark, and knowing this is a pitcher's park, because it was really a pitcher's park today. Did you just say, did you think about, hey, as long as I mix my pitches and throw strikes, I should be in pretty good shape tonight, maybe not do anything too fancy?
Yeah, really, I stuck to the same game plan that I've been trying to stick to all season, but, especially tonight with the wind blowing in and the dimensions of the ballpark, if I got behind in the count, I didn't really have to pinpoint my pitches as much, and I had more margin of error, I guess.
Way in the back.
Michael Hughes, I use Sportcom. The College World Series can be a very nerve-filled environment. So, Coach Smith, what do you think the role of upperclassmen leadership played into winning this game tonight?
I think it's been there all season. The guys have been, I always start with Mike Basil because he's really the glue, the assistant coach out on the field, probably aspiring head coach out on the field. He's just he's so calm. He calms everybody else down. They do a really good job of feeding off each other. And I said it earlier this week. We went into one of the most hostile environments you could ever go into in the Super Regional at Florida State, and I thought it would be good preparation for us. And I know you didn't have access to our dugout before the game, but our dugout before the game was like our dugout before the game on the spring break. It was like our dugout before the game conference season. It's amazing to me because I was really anxious, to be honest with you. I was anxious to see if these guys would finally get a little nerves going a little bit, and once again, they did not. They just went out and played and had fun playing for each other. It's fun to watch.
Okay, over here.
Tracy, Matt Stevens, Commercial Dispatch. Just with the complete game you got, what do you do against Mississippi State on Monday on the mound, and what's your game plan going forward?
Well, we'll get back. We'll get back and talk about it and kind of see what we want to do. I didn't have a chance. I watched a couple innings of the game today. I was walking around getting some hot dogs and stuff. So we're going to come in here and do our own thing. So I didn't watch a lot. My assistant did. We haven't had a chance to talk. It's been a whirlwind here. So we'll get back, look at it, see what we think is going to be the best matchup. We feel like we've got, I would say 2, but I can honestly say 3 capable guys that we could choose from. And I'm not trying to be evasive. I honestly don't know who our second game until I get back and look at it, and we'll talk about it in detail.
Give you our last question here in the back.
This is for Joey. Joey, this is for you. My name is Greg Eklund. This is for the San Diego Union Tribune, and I'd like to ask you, since Coach mentioned from the outset that this is the school's first win at the College World Series, what's it mean to you to go all this way to Bloomington, Indiana, and help the Hoosiers get their first College World Series win?
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, it's every baseball player's dream to play in the College World Series, and to have the honor to do that tonight and get the win and come out here and play Indiana. I mean, I couldn't be happier.
Okay, man, thank you.